Hi, Stefan.
Hi.
You've almost lost your voice again.
Yeah, as usual. Every Superbooth.
I think it's being next to Joe Mox.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a new multi-function discrete VCO, right?
Right. Yeah. It's still a prototype, but I think it will be ready within 2 months if everything is getting right. So it's amazing. Really love it.
So talk a little bit about the architecture and kind of what features it's got.
Right. So maybe I remove some cables so you can see the module in its whole beauty. So actually we got a discrete design here. That means only transistors and audio signal path, no chips used, no operational amplifiers, nothing. Which have some advantage for signal integrity, especially when it comes to waveforms like sawtooth or pulse width, which have like kind of switching transients, so you don't generate overshoots, which you usually have, like, and it sounds like really sizzling in the highs. So this is really like, if you look at this output with an oscilloscope, it looks like out from the book, you know, it's like really just there and there's no glitches, whatever. So what about the functionality? So basically you got like all the standard waveforms. We got a rising sawtooth, we got a falling sawtooth. We got a triangle. We got of course a square wave, which where you can modulate the pulse width. We got a sine wave. So, and now something special is here, that you got a sub oscillator in it. And I think it's quite unusual. I haven't seen it yet, that you have all the same waveforms also available from sub oscillator. So you got like a phase fixed 1 octave lower output compared to the master output, and you got all the waveforms. You got like also pulse, again with pulse width modulatable.
Okay, pulse width modulatable sub.
Yes. So there are also like some specialties, like you can change the carrier from the, like how the pulse width is internally generated. You can take it from the rising saw, you can take it from the falling saw, or you can even take it from the triangle, same for sub oscillator. So you got it 2 times, like for the master and for the sub oscillator here. Of course you can everything modulate by CV if you want. Those carrier things, they make a huge difference. When you're going to modulate the pulse width, especially when you come out with both waveforms, like one waveform, as like, let's say a pulse here, a pulse there, and mix them together, or also another waveform here, a pulse there, mix them together, you create kind of new waveforms. And it sounds really interesting, like to play around with all the different possibilities. There's variable sync, as you might know it already from previous VCO, so you can set different degrees of sync, different degrees of soft sync until hard sync. It doesn't have the feature of core lock what you have here, so it's just like where it's just a range from no sync to hard sync. Of course, this feature is also voltage controllable, as it's here with this VCO. Additionally, you can select if you want to reset the oscillator from input signal by a rising slope or by the falling slope, which actually also can make a difference, especially with other waveforms used together. Then you got a big range for a coarse knob, like for the tuning, for the rough tuning. You got a fine tune, same knob it's used like with this oscillator. You got an exponential modulation input. And you got the linear FM input. What's also very nice is you got the linear detune.
Okay, so you can detune the FM amount.
Yeah, so basically the beat frequency will stay the same. If you have like 2 oscillators playing at the same pitch, exactly the same pitch, you set it to the same frequency, And now you usually maybe detune one a little bit to get this kind of, you know, beating sound, chorusy sound. If you play it low, it sounds nice. If you play it very high, same setting, it sounds not so nice anymore because the beating frequency will increase. It will be much it's a very fast, yeah. So this doesn't happen with the linear detune. The beat frequency stays the same, basically, more or less the same. For the AC/DC switch for the frequency modulation input, got like two frequency ranges, like one typically for audio and one maybe for LFO.
Yeah. So should we hear a bit of it then?
Yeah, I think that could be a good idea. Now the low range, high range. And let's go into the input of the filter and use it as a mixer. Now also for the sub oscillator output. Now we have a rising sawtooth at the master oscillator, and we have a falling sawtooth at the sub oscillator. Now we get the square wave. They kind of compensate each other. Very interesting is like to use like sawtooth as a sub oscillator and maybe pulse as a master oscillator. So you get like a pulse now. A lot of fun if you now, for example, modulate the pulses by an LFO. For example, you patch just for the pulse wave modulation input, you patch an LFO. And this one. So. Yeah, it's nice to get it with the filter also. And now it's also cool if you then also take a sub wave from a pulse wave from a sub oscillator. So, and let's use here a different LFO at a different frequency. Again we got the master. And we got the fast now. Fat, juicy sound. Now you can hear the difference very good between the switches here. Basically, you know, when you quite strongly modulate the pulse width on a triangle setting, on a sawtooth setting, no matter if rising or falling, then you get a kind of feeling of like two quite strongly detuned oscillators, right? So this will be much more subtle with the triangle setting. It's more musical in my opinion. So yeah, so it basically also use like a sine wave for sub oscillator. So you get the low end just from sine without harmonics. very short, needle-like impulse, which often sounds not so pleasant anymore because you get all these overshoots and you get this sizzle noise. But it's really pleasant. It stays there. Together with sine wave.
And do you have a kind of price aim, or is kind of undecided yet?
It will be around 860 euro including tax.
Okay, excellent. Right, Stefan, thank you very much.
Very welcome.